Thank you for having me here today. I won't take too much of your time. I'm just going to say a few words on behalf of MECA. My name is Waed. I'm part of MECA's team in Palestine. And there's this author, I forgot their name, but they speak of the heartbreak that comes with witnessing or living or dealing with injustice. And to be honest with you, as I stand here today, and even though I'm extremely heartbroken over what's happening back home and in other places around the world, I have to say it's really heartwarming to see all of you here show up today. So thank you. MECA's journey with the Big Right for Palestine started years back, not just to raise awareness on the ongoing injustice unfolding back home, but also to raise funds to build playgrounds for children in Gaza with bike trails so they too would have their own big rights. And they did. Then, as the situation continued to get worse and worse, not only in occupied besieged Gaza, but also the occupied West Bank, we believed it is important to expand our work to other Palestinian villages under the threat of state-backed Israeli settler violence and theft. And so we started working on a plan to build playgrounds for children with bike trails in some Palestinian villages, starting with a Palestinian village named Farha, in case any of you have been to Palestine at some point. This way, children could play while the land is protected. And for a while there, it worked. Then the Israeli genocide started, and I cannot believe it's been almost 3 years since. And as our people were being obliterated in our beloved Gaza, our people's existence in the occupied West Bank were also being erased under the radar and extremely fast. What usually took Israeli settlers and army years and decades to accomplish took them days with the ongoing genocide. More Israeli settlements and bypass roads were built on stolen Palestinian land. Agricultural life is still being attacked and erased by state-backed Israeli violence. Movement within and beyond the West Bank that was already hard before has become impossible. And it has reached a point where we're back to 20 years ago, where Palestinian women have to deliver babies on checkpoints and people died as ambulances were not allowed to cross. The situation under Israeli apartheid is getting more terrifying and deadly by every passing minute. Palestinian existence is a target of active erasure wherever Palestinians were under Israeli hegemony. But as dire as the situation is, our amazing team at MECA has not stopped working once. We've been with people on the ground since day one and will continue to until this injustice ends and we are no longer needed, hopefully. Since the Israeli genocide started, we had to shift gear to emergency response, and the Big Right for Palestine has showed up, not only to raise awareness on what's happening, but also raising funds. I could give you numbers of all of the hard work we've accomplished on the ground, but in order to reflect the reality, I would like to share with you some words directly from my colleagues in Gaza. The following were shared by Wafa and Amal from our team. Wafa means loyalty and Amal means hope, and they do truly live up to their names. Amal, she's our colleague who leads our work on water and sanitation related programs. She says the following based on what she witnessed during her field work. With the peak of summer, the need for safe water in Gaza has become more urgent than ever. A few days ago, during a field visit to densely populated displacement sites near the Yellow Line, I met families living in an area where no humanitarian organization is able to deliver water. Their only source of water was a local water truck driver who lived in the camp. Every evening, after finishing his work, he would fill his truck and return to share water with his neighbors. The amount of water he brought was far from enough, but at least families had something. Then one day, the driver was injured by direct Israeli gunfire, and overnight the camp lost its only source of water. Every water truck that arrives is surrounded by hundreds of people waiting with empty containers, a powerful reminder that water trucking is not just a service, it's a lifeline. Every child who walks away from a water truck carrying an empty container is our responsibility. The image of a child returning thirsty after hours of waiting, knowing they may have to walk the same long road again in the hope that another truck might arrive, is one that never leaves me. For many people, this reality may be difficult to imagine. For us, it has become part of our daily lives, a reality we never thought we would witness. Until sustainable solutions become possible, such as rehabilitating water networks or establishing local desalination facilities, water trucking remains one of, if not the only, ways to ensure Palestinian communities have access to safe water. And here we say safe, not necessarily clean, unfortunately. Today, we are able to provide only 930,000 liters of water per day across Gaza, while the need is many times greater. Every additional contribution means more trucks on the road, more families reached, and fewer children returning home with empty containers. I'd like to end with the words of my other colleague, Wafa, who's currently leading our work in Gaza. I am writing to you from Gaza. Today, we stand with greater resilience, deeper determination, and heavier hearts than ever before. We have learned to carry hope and grief at the same time. This month, together with you, we are opening doors to hope for Gaza's children and youth. We are launching scholarship opportunities because we believe that education is not simply a right. It is our strongest act of resilience, our path to recovery, and our investment in rebuilding the future. At the same time, we are expanding psychosocial support programs, believing that healing the invisible wounds of the genocide is just as urgent as rebuilding what has been destroyed. We want our children to remember dreams instead of fear, hope instead of loss, even when everything around them reminds them of war. Yet beyond these moments of hope, another reality continues to unfold. Thirst continues to spread across Gaza, becoming even harsher under the summer sun. Skin diseases are spreading at an alarming rate as overcrowding and lack of adequate sanitation continues to rob families of healthy living conditions. Malnutrition is increasing steadily, and every day our clinics warn us that more children are at risk of lasting damage. Families still wait for hours in long lines outside community kitchens, hoping for a single meal. Countless people still sleep under the open sky with no shelter to protect them, and yet, because of your support, we are still there. We are among families in the tents. We stand beside them in community kitchens, on water trucks, at aid distribution points, in universities, what remained of them, and in summer camps. Your support is far more than financial assistance. It is clean water for a thirsty child, dignity for a displaced family, a classroom for young students, and hope for a future that the Israeli genocide has tried so hard to erase and hopefully failed. Today, you are more than our partners. You are our voice. You give a voice to the hunger the world no longer sees. You give hope to children who refuse to surrender their dreams. And you remind the world that compassion and solidarity are measured not by words, but by action. So thank you for showing up, not just today, but every day.